Well, hello everybody, and welcome to Comics News Today. I'm really happy to have you guys here as usual. We have got ourselves a very interesting show here today. Of course, we have been doing Money Vision Movie Night here for a while, but we've decided to move that to Friday. That is for this Friday. We're going to be doing Rabbit, and we're going to be doing it directly on Rabbit. So if you're already part of Rabbit, then you'll get those kind of notifications and stuff. We'll mention it every day leading up to it to make sure everybody can get on by putting links and such. But nevertheless, we're going to go back to comics news today a little bit and maybe even introduce a little bit more video game conversations because, we're big video game players, as we think you are too. But nevertheless, do check out all our links down below. We still do have Preston Poulter's White Lily sitting down there, so go check it out. Free comic is always awesome, right? And of course, all the rest of our links, we do appreciate that. And of course, definitely hit that share button and let everybody know what's going on so they can come join this live stream. I do see a couple people are in here, though. We got Roger Heller, we got Nick W., and Eric is in here as well. Hello, hello, hello. Welcome, everybody. We do have some really interesting news to cover today. Some fun articles, I think. But first thing I want to do is come over and say hello to our panel. And I'm going to, ladies first, of course. How you doing, Pope?
I am doing fantastic. Am I still muted? No. Okay. Yeah, thank you. I'm doing fantastic.
Oh well, I'm glad to see you in here. We're always happy to have you when you drop in and brighten our day. And it certainly seems to excite the booster too, so that's a good thing. He's getting a
I'm
little
very
bit
excited.
lethargic recently.
Um, It's disgusting over here,
It
Chester.
is. It is. I
My
know.
my nipples could cut diamonds.
Oh my. Oh my. Is that did I do that right? Was that close? That was almost
It's
left.
oh my.
Oh my. Yeah,
Yeah, yeah.
well, I guess it's not very good. It's not very good. I'll work on it. I'll practice. I'll practice. But anyway, thank you very much, Pope. Glad to have you here. We also have ourselves a Todd Mulrooney, the current artist on Florida Man with Mike Barron, which is cool. We definitely talk more about that. And of course, Todd, we're going to be definitely talking about that this coming Saturday on Fanspeak because we have Ben Henderson from Cautionary Comics himself is going to be on the show, dude. I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah, that should be awesome. They just did a show the other day. It was a Kari Presses show
Hmm.
where they talked a lot about Offworlder and Ravage that shipped. Uh, but yeah, this will be good, and we won't spend a lot of time on Florida Man, but I am gonna debut pages that you'll see
Oh
on the
wow, there you
campaign
go.
here.
Oh, that's
So
cool.
be here and watch because it'll be the first pages that you see.
That is awesome. So definitely come check that out so we can see some of the art from Florida Man because it looks fun. And of course, Mike Barron is a proved quantity. The guy is a really good writer. He's been in the industry forever.
The
That's really cool.
the page I
Um,
just finished
Mhm.
had two stumbles and four gags on it on one page. So the guy stumbles twice, and there's four gags. Like one of the gags is the snake is in the toilet, another one is he slips on a bottle. But there were four gags. So this
Chester,
is really different.
Yeah, what's up, Pope?
Chester, I am so sorry. Somebody is drawing a commission for me, so I'm gonna go head out for that.
Oh, no
Oh my
problem.
Thank you
god.
so much for inviting me. I'm so sorry. It's Gary. I have to watch Gary draw Speedy. All right, see you guys.
Get you.
I
Well,
see.
Pope, hold on a second. Oh, there she goes. Oh well, we got her for a half a second anyway. But
Yep.
that is our Pope.
Yep.
She flitters about from here to there, so it is what it is. But Booster, hey dude,
Huh? My mouth's full.
his
Mm.
mouth is full. Model Street
Yeah.
just says, "Oh no, what if Booster fangirls come into the chat?" Oh goodness gracious, like it could be
Jokes on
trouble,
you.
huh?
There's no such thing.
Yeah, it's true. There might be Booster fanboys, especially of the oily
What?
squad.
Booster boys are a thing.
They
That's
are
real.
they. That is real. It is.
Mm-hmm.
Oh no, Kat says, "Oh no." Here she is. Speaking of Booster fangirls. Hey,
Oh
Kat,
boy.
nice to see you in
I
here.
have one.
He has one. Yes. All right, absolutely. What are you talking to me about, computer? I don't need to know that. Shut up. Okay. The computer always wants to tell me stuff. It's very annoying. But anyway, nice to have you in here, Booster. Of course, we're also joined by the Denali Lama, as usual, our co-host, with the mostest in his very hot and uncomfortable place he lives called Florida.
Right. What are you talking about, gags, Todd? That's a day in life in Florida.
Hmm.
That's not gags. That's
Denali, are
life.
you admitting to
It,
gagging quite often?
well, in,
I need to
there's
deny.
I only brought it up because it's one page, and that many things happen on one page. It was very
Uh-huh.
tricky for me to draw. It took me a week to it took me a week to figure out and how to really show it well. I actually had to add a panel, but it didn't piss him off because anything I've ever changed before has created a little like ire. But this he actually didn't say anything about, so that was good.
Good job, Todd. You have his approval. You're
Yeah,
learning a little bit.
Ah, it's awesome, dude. I think it's really cool. I like I like Mike Barron's books. I've always enjoyed it, and of course he came on and gave one of our better interviews too. He's a really cool guy. But actually, I remember I didn't live in Florida, but I was in Mobile, Alabama, and we were just sitting Creekside playing some football. I think it was like 5-on-5 or something like that.
Mhm.
Just playing football, and I remember I got blocked. Real. I was coming around. I was paying more attention to the ball than I was the blocker, and I
Mhm.
got blocked, and I kind of slipped off the embankment down
Mhm.
to the creek side, and I landed right next to a moccasin who was out in the sunning itself, and it hit me. Right, it bit me, and of course I was like, oh, immediately I went back to the house to my aunt to get me take me to the hospital because a moccasin bite, you can lose a limb. I mean, it's serious business, right? So I thought, oh, I'm in big trouble. So I went back and she took a look at it, and they did all the normal stuff you do for a snake bite. But I got real lucky. It seems that I surprised it as much as it surprised me, and it didn't actually hit me with poison. It just bit me. Well, there was a little bit, but it wasn't enough to cause trouble. That's the only time I've actually ever bitten by a truly dangerous snake. But I suffer nothing adverse from it. So it's just incredibly lucky because I could have lost my foot, right?
Yeah.
So because those snakes down in the
So
south are no joke, man.
right. So when he's talking about, I mean, that's a python. There's a news right there, like North Florida, python coming out of a man's apartment.
All right,
He
yeah.
he opens up his toilet and there's a python. So when Todd's talking about that, that's a gag. It's like, no, that really happens.
Well,
More common than you think.
that's actually an issue down in Florida, right? Because they're not native to
Yeah.
there, but
No,
people
it's
have bought them as pets, and they got into the wild,
right.
but they're happy as hell there. They love Florida.
They're
S
invasive
They
species.
are.
We have a month throughout the year where we're legally able to kill those suckers.
Yeah.
Just stomp them. Boom.
Yeah, some of them get big too. I mean,
Yeah.
it's like the perfect environment for them.
Right.
But yeah, that's an interesting little development. I'm talking about a moccasin though, of course, which was a scary, scary thing. Nick W
Right.
says Mike Barron is a legend. Yes, he is, sir. Eric Hawkins says cricket lol. Someone looked at me stupid the other day because I said cricket instead of creek. Oh, I said, oh, sorry. What am I doing? I'm an idiot. Crick. Oh, did I say crick? I do apologize. Yeah, no, it's
You
just a
said
creek. It,
cricket.
it is a creek, a creek, a river. How about that? I do apologize.
Right.
Yeah, a creek is
A
a creek.
cricket.
It is a creek.
Cricket.
It's a creek.
Cricket.
I don't know why I misread that. I do apologize. But anyway, before we jump into today's news, and we actually do have some fun articles. I did want to take a moment though, real quick, and talk about this show here on Wednesday. Do we want to just return it to comic news as usual? Because we did reduce those, and I kind of love doing the comic news. People seem to like it too.
I like the
Or
news. It's
so
my
do I.
favorite thing.
Yeah. Do we want to add a little bit of a video game feel to Wednesday though? What do you guys
Well,
think?
I think we always have to change it up a little bit, keep
Hmm.
everybody's on their toes, and we do talk about games, board games, and
Yeah.
such.
Yeah.
So you know, we do enjoy it. There's times where we want to just talk about, hey, here's our favorite game that's coming out, and we're excited, and here's some news about it, and hopefully you're excited as well, kind of deal.
Now, I know I'm a gamer. I know Booster's definitely a gamer, pretty good gamer actually. And what about you, Denali? You're a gamer too, right?
Right.
Yeah. What about you, Todd? You ever played a video game?
For a year, I played Rainbow Six Siege.
Oh wow.
I mean,
Okay.
solid year, like an idiot
All right. So
when I
you're
should have
you're a
been
video game
drawing.
player. Well, my son actually is that's his favorite game for quite a bit recently is Rainbow Six. He's part of like a league or something like that. But he does those things. The boy is a pretty good video gamer. I don't know that he's probably not ranked in Rainbow Six, but I know in Splatoon, his team was actually the number one in the world. So I mean. The boy actually is pretty good at that kind of contest, that kind of video game or entertainment type of stuff. He's pretty good at that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hmm.
I don't know exactly if he has any ranking in Rainbow Siege or not. I think he would have told me if he was. So, probably not. But that is a whole different thing than Splatoon, though. I would imagine, right? So, but I have never played it. You ever played Rainbow Six, dude? Booster?
Me, no, but I have played Splatoon.
Mm. I played a little bit too. It's a fun kids game. It's
Yeah,
definitely fun.
it's good
Um,
fun.
Actually, the most fun I ever had playing with my kids in video games. I don't remember
Mm.
which number it was, but it was one of the WWE games.
Wrestling games are actually surprisingly good. They're so much better than they deserve to be.
They are awesome.
They seem like the kind of games that should be shovelware, if you're familiar with the term.
Yeah,
Yeah, but every time they're actually competently developed games, and
they
you can
are.
make your own wrestlers and all that. I made a guy called Triple M, which stood for Mighty Midget Man. I made.
Uh, there you go. Well, dude, actually, the character
Modeled after you.
yeah, model after him, right? The the actual character creation mechanics in those games are really good. Actually, they're some of the
Yeah,
best
yeah.
character creators they have. Actually, so but we had a lot of fun just laughing. My wife would even actually sit and watch that and laugh because my wife doesn't care anything about video games or anime or manga. It's weird for her to even live in this house, to be honest with you, because this is definitely a
Get
gamer
in my
house.
house! Get in my house!
I guess we had to have one stable, sane person involved in the relationship. So, but anyway, so yeah, I think we are going to be talking a little bit about video games as we go along. I see Obi Wan is in here. He says, "Hello, everybody." Comic and entertainment news. Eric says, "Yeah, there you go."
Yeah, yeah.
Rusty Deo is in here. He says, "Good morning, all. Nice to see you, dude." Comic Book Bob, the WWE games are pretty fun. Yes, they are. Well, let me jump over here and show off what we have for the news today. And we're going to start. Well, first, I should do this. What am I doing? I always make this mistake. I need to share my screen. I'll share this one and allow it, and then you guys can click on my white box me to see what you want to see. But here we go. Now, the first article we have here, this is not from Dinale. This is from one of the people on Fanspeak, which we do appreciate. There's a lot of cool interaction on Fanspeak, actually. We like that. So if you haven't went and joined us on Facebook, please do that. The link is just down below. But this article here is from Bounding Comics, and it's a first look at Joshua Orpin as Superboy in DC Universe's Titans Season 2. Now, Booster, you would be the expert on Titans because I haven't bothered to blind myself with it. Would you tell us how much are you anticipating this very small human as playing
The
Superboy?
show is shit!
Okay, it's not the question. What do you think of this Orpin fella here I'm showing?
Oh, he actually looks pretty good.
He's
I
not,
mean, he looks maybe a little. Well, he's boyish, right? He's supposed to be like Superboy.
yeah.
I think he's quite good.
The Superboy is the clone too, so it's I actually liked in the I'm not really a big DC guy as far as reading DC comics. I mean, I educate myself about them, particularly being on the show. But one thing I did enjoy, my kids used to watch that. There was like a one called Young Justice, and there was another one before that. They had like the Teen Titans, Young Justice. What was the other one they had?
Legion of Superheroes was another one they
Legion of
had.
Superheroes. Anyway, they had a bunch of
Mhm.
really, really great animation, just killer animation. My kids were lucky; they grew up on that and Dexter's Laboratory and
Yeah, me
Samurai
too.
Jack and stuff. Yeah, about the same age as
Samurai
you.
Jack kicked ass.
Yes,
Did
he
you watch
did.
the latest season that was on
Oh,
Adult Swim?
it was beautiful. Yeah, it was beautiful.
Incredible.
Yeah.
What a
Um,
send off.
It was nice. Of course I always I'm one of those parents that pays very close attention what my kids are watching, right? Because it's my responsibility. So I watched a lot of this stuff with them. Some of the stuff wasn't very interesting to me, but some of it I loved. And I actually loved how they did the Superboy character, introducing him and making him part of the team in that which was that Young Justice where they introduced Superboy?
As a clone, yes.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
From
Yep.
Lex
Yep.
Luthor. So it was really well done, man. It was a good
It
series, and
was
I love the
very
character.
interesting take on the character. You know, he
Yeah,
was like this pissed off version who couldn't control just his anger and his loneliness.
yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. I liked it. I liked it a lot. So
Yeah.
I think he looks fine. What do you think, Todd? I think he's a
Yeah. Yeah.
good-looking kid, actually.
No, he fits. Definitely
Yeah,
fits the role as far as what
Perfect.
Superman.
Perfect build.
Yeah, definitely perfect build. Nice jaw, superhero.
hmm
Heroic jaw.
yeah.
Nice
Yeah.
jaw.
No. I'm more than happy with this, which is about as nice a thing you're gonna get me talking about Titans ever.
Well, do you think they can improve it? I mean, because Doom Patrol, which has been canceled, right, Denali?
Yep.
Yeah. Now Doom Patrol,
Really?
uh,
Oh.
yeah,
They're doing a second season, but they're more
Okay.
it's like
they're
happy.
canceled.
They gave
As
a
long as we
last
get
season
to
canceled.
wrap it
Yeah,
up.
yeah.
Hmm.
But Doom Patrol was fun. It's the same level of production. It's the same money was thrown at it, pretty much. It's very very low budget, as most of these straight to Netflix or Amazon or stuff. They're fairly low budget.
Mhm.
But Doom Patrol did a really fun, good job. Titans dropped the ball hard. Do you think it's savable though? You think they can go back in season 2 and give us something entertaining?
Not without radically changing the tone of it
So what is
and the
the
writing
e-
and
e-
the characters. It'd have to be
explain
radically different.
explain why the tone is wrong, please?
Because it's not dark, it's not gritty, it's edgy, right? It's full of
Ah,
angst and like teen edge, you know? All the characters are snarky, they all freaking hate each other. The team doesn't get along. And unless there's like a story point where all of a sudden a couple of the characters hug and you're like, oh, that doesn't fit with how they've been behaving towards each other this whole time, you know. Starfire and Robin have practically just been fighting the whole time. Then all next thing you know, they're shagging. Uh, it's a very grey show as well. There's a very low color palette. Everything's grey, dreary, boring to look at, and it's mean-spiritedly gory, right? You know, Robin will be grinding a guy's face against shattered glass. You know, that's shit that Punisher would do.
right. Yeah. No, that is Punisher move.
It's not heroic at all.
I see. So
It
they
takes
just kind of
no glee in anything. You know, like in Doom Patrol, right? You got Robot Man ripping a Nazi puppet guy in half and then slamming it all over the place to some silly music, and it's colorful as hell, right? It's
sure.
silly and it knows it and it embraces it. While Titans is like, how can we make this super serious?
Yeah, no, Doom Patrol had a lot of silly, happy moments, and it also had some dark, grim moments too.
Yes.
It was a pretty good balance. It's bizarre, it's odd, it's kind of this modern perverse degeneracy that we see in
Mhm.
everything. But I thought it worked. So, uh,
Yeah.
you know.
Yeah.
I'd say for me, the thing that turned me off the most about the Teen Titans was the fact that they had some Cheeto wig wearing black prostitute playing
Yes.
Starfire. That bothered me.
As
I was like, I'm not watching that, man.
she looked terrible. The wig was terrible. She looks pretty good with her natural hair, to be honest. But that wig they got her in is abysmal.
Yeah, but I'm just sick and tired of this race swapping and gender swapping. Go to hell. Either tell the
It
story that was written or don't tell it at all. Go do something new, right?
could have bloody work if they had the balls to make her orange.
Well, I mean,
But
if they
they
had
don't.
made her honors, it would have certainly done, just
It would have been
incredible.
fine, you know,
Would have
like
been
with
fine,
Gamora,
probably,
right?
but
That's
yeah.
clearly a black woman, but she's green.
hmm
They didn't make her go, chow.
No, they didn't. And actually, Denali, what is that actress's name that plays Gamora?
Sandy Newton.
Okay, I don't know
No,
her name.
that's not.
I don't know her name. That doesn't sound right though. But
No,
the funny thing
that's
about
from Westworld. That's from Westworld. She.
Oh, that lady.
He,
Oh, yeah, she was pretty good in that
yeah,
though. But
Zoe Saldana.
Zoe
yeah.
Saldana,
So
there you
That's
go.
it. Sorry.
yeah.
Now that girl is a riot to me in the absolute unintentional manner, because I remember when Guardians came out, all the other guys were like, "Yeah, it's fun, it's cool, woohoo!" And they were just being frat boys, you know. And it was everyone was having fun and joking and goofing about how much fun they had making the movie with James Gunn. And then she got up and she said, "Well, my character's depth is very important, and I think there's a story that she's trying to be that needs to come out of her." And she was so damn serious, and it stood out like a sore thumb because everybody else was like, yeah, it's like, you know, just fun, awesome, good time. They weren't being, you know, how important their acting was, and she was all about her acting and her expression and how
Hmm.
important it was for her to find this character. It was just hilarious to me because she just stood out as an idiot, you know.
To be honest, the chick who played Nova was the fun character.
Yeah, she had fun, I guess. Yeah, she
Yeah,
although she
yeah.
looked so weird. I really think the only negative thing I'd say, I think she did good. They all did a good job, and Gamora too. But I think the interesting thing about her was it would have been better if they'd found a skinnier girl. It's weird. I don't usually
What?
call for skinnier girls, but I think it would have been better if she was skinnier.
Who? Gamora?
No, Nebula.
Oh, Nebula. I said Nova. All right.
Well, you
Nebula.
meant Nebula. I knew what you meant. Yeah. Well, anyway,
Real? She ain't skinny enough for you?
nah, I think she should have been skinnier. Yeah. I usually don't call for skinnier
She's
girls.
teeny.
Yeah, but I think even
Chester,
though
2019. She needed to be
Oh,
skinnier.
I think she
oh
needed to
my
be
god.
skinnier. Yeah. Yeah. But I liked what she did. I love those movies, so you know it's all good. But
Yeah.
I do have a few things
The
in
woman
here.
who plays her is gorgeous.
Yeah, but of course she's not gorgeous as Nebula, but that's all right. I'm not talking about that. I'm
Oh,
just I just felt she was a bit chunky to be playing a robot in that style of robot, you know.
oh.
But it doesn't matter.
Oh.
Wow.
I'm not hating on her.
She
I
has
thought
abs. She's tiny. She couldn't. She couldn't be skinnier, Chester.
I don't agree. But that's anyway. It doesn't matter. It's a small little
Wow.
gripe, actually. Combo Bob says Titans is hot garbage. Excellent. He also
This is
continues.
why people think nerds are sexist, Chester.
Yeah.
Why is that sexist?
Because she isn't the ideal body type. She must starve herself for more. She must be size negative too.
Uh, no, it depends on the character, right? I mean, there are situations where
Chester
men are not
demands
appropriate for it.
sacrifice. That's what he wants. He
Well, that's
demands
fine. I
sacrifice.
will go with that then. Combo Bob says he's a little small for this stage of Connor Kent. Um, you know, he does come across as small, but I don't know. I think he looks fine, and we know Hollywood, the camera likes small people anyway. But I don't think he's a bad choice actually. Chibi thinks so as well. Roger Heller says from the 2013. There was good wrestling. All Stars was awesome, but after that, it had been cut and pasted in the legends. Right now, they're just a cookie cutter. I don't remember what it was. It was probably, oh, it was a good 7 years ago, I'd say. So somewhere around that time. Yeah. It was
Hey,
fun though. It was when the Viper, the Apex Predator, there. What's his name? He's a legacy too. Um, Orton
Randy
was
Orton.
Randy Orton was everything. He was the WWE at that time, and of course he was the main guy on the box. So whenever that was, but it was around seven
But you,
years ago.
but you just brought up legends. Did you mean like WWE legends?
No,
Is that what
no,
you're talking about?
meaning he is a legacy character. His
Oh, I got
father and
it.
grandfather, are wrestlers, is what I meant. Yeah.
Because I was about to say something about Legends because I had recently watched it.
Hmm.
Legends, the DC Legends,
Yeah.
and it was like the show got turned over. And you'll know what I'm talking about because you're from the same era. But it was like the show got turned over to Sid and Mary Croft.
What? No way, really?
Yes, absolutely.
Holy cow!
Absolutely. There was even and funny when I thought this, the very next episode was a fucking puppet episode.
Wow,
Puppets. All the
wow,
characters became puppets.
wow.
It was
Now,
so bizarre.
Now, don't misunderstand him. That was a great fun kids show.
Yep.
But I didn't know that. But then again, I watched an episode of that Legends of Tomorrow. I watched it, and it was really not good at all. So I thought it
Yeah,
was horrible.
it was embarrassing.
It was embarrassingly bad. So if they're changing that to go after like a little, literally elementary school kids, it might be a save for them, dude.
Hmm. Maybe.
Because it was really bad. But those CW things in general are pretty bad. Every time they come out with, because my wife and I, we enjoy the supernatural type of TV show
Hmm.
to watch together. And every time Netflix comes out with one of those, we always give the episode a try, or at least try to get through an episode. And we just tried to watch an episode of Charmed. I don't know if you guys remember the original movie, but the original movie was fun. It was a good, fun movie. It's
Hmm.
kind of a chick flick in a way, but then again, not. I think it was kind of all audiences type of thing, and I definitely we went to the movies, and my wife enjoyed that, and I had fun with it too. I thought it was fun. I like that one girl in there. What's that girl? She's perfect, man. The nasty, slutty little demon girl. I can't think of her name, but she did a perfect job. But anyway, then they had I think I don't know if it was after or before. I can't remember, but there was a TV show called Charmed, and it had Alyssa Milano, and had one of those chicks from Friends, I think, or 90210. I can't remember. But
Yeah, 91210.
yeah, but that show was, once again, it was for ladies. But those girls were older. They were in their mid 30s, or and pushing 40 or so. They're in the mid 30s. So it was a little bit older girls on the show. It wasn't bad. I don't know, remember why I was watching it. It was either because I was a girlfriend or my wife. I can't remember why, but it wasn't a bad show actually. It was pretty well done actually.
Hmm.
And then so we are like, oh, let's check this out and see how badly they screwed it up, is what I said. But my God, is that horrible?
Uh, are you talking about the recent reboot of Charmed?
Yes, 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 yeah.
I,
eh,
I pray for your soul. You must
Dude,
be exorcised.
really, really bad. Really bad. I mean, not only is it just pure progressive SJW nonsense. I mean, pure. They didn't even. I mean, I have to give them one bit of credit. They didn't hold back at all. They went 100% for it. It's like the reboot of Sabrina. My daughter loved that show. And the reboot of Sabrina, same thing. It's just raw, hardcore, progressive stuff. But it's for 12-year-old girls, I guess, and that's who they think they are, I suppose. But just really hot garbage. And I'm surprised they're doing this, because those are kind of sacred cows, right? Sabrina the Teenage Witch and Charmed, those are very beloved things, and they absolutely tortured them to death, man.
Oh, nothing is
You,
sacred to these
you, you
weirdos.
know, you know
Nothing.
what I would be afraid of if they do a reboot of Bewitched.
Oh my God, dude.
Don't give them ideas. Shut your mouth.
Yeah, don't do that. I mean, but then again, every now and then you get something pop up, like the Umbrella Academy or Doom Patrol. It still has the same kind of nonsense, but it's not as bad. But it's well
Hmm.
done, right? The Umbrella Academy wasn't bad at all,
Have
actually.
you watched Cobra Kai?
I haven't. Everyone keeps telling me to watch that, but I haven't watched that.
It's
Uh,
probably the only show I've watched that actively spits in the face of it.
yeah, but see, I'm not going to give YouTube any of my money, dude. The hell with YouTube.
Then open up a free account and then just binge it and
Yeah, I
cancel
Yeah,
don't, I don't
immediately.
even want to do that. I don't even want. I don't even give them put my
Oh my,
name on
that's
oh my,
something of theirs.
oh
Screw
my
screw
god.
YouTube. Even
You,
though I'm
your
using
name's
YouTube.
already on YouTube.
I know, I know, I
yeah.
know. Uh, anyway, I have been trying to catch up with the chat. The Doom Troll was fun. Swamp Thing looks good, but they canceled that, dude. Titans are straight crap, man. Everyone agrees. Titans crap. Doom Patrol was about telling a good, fun story. That's true. Titans was about being edgy and angsty, woke crap. Man, well, there you go. Everyone's telling me Zoe Saldana. I like Zoe. I think the first thing I saw from her was Death at a Funeral. Eric says, "Yeah, I think she's a pretty good actress. Actually, she did a great job in Guardians. Absolutely. I just think she's a little bit too self-absorbed, dude. But then again, it's Hollywood." But Magatine says Nebula isn't skinny enough. No, I don't think so. Karen Gillian is great looking either way. Yeah, no, I don't think so. I don't agree. But you can have that opinion if you like.
What is wrong with you? Oh my, oh my god.
I am not polyamorous, Booster. I'm not interested in
Dude,
robot
she is
sex.
crazy sexy. Oh my god.
Not even a little bit, dude. Now, out of the
You are
makeup,
so strange.
I've never seen her out of the makeup. I don't even know who she is. But in the makeup, I'm not interested in robot girls, dude. What the hell?
Oh, I didn't mean Nebula. I meant the actress.
Yeah, I don't
Karen
know. I
Gillan.
don't know what she looks like. She
Okay.
needed to be anorexic. I usually don't say that. I usually will make a comment more. Ooh, she needs to eat something. She's too skinny. I just really felt the Nebula character would have looked better on screen if she was skinnier. Is all I'm saying. Cyborgs aren't allowed to eat. I guess. There you go. Cyborg oppression. I agree. Um, what is Todd talking about? What show had people turned into puppets? Well, he's talking
The
about. Go ahead. Yeah,
Yeah, this particular season that just finished up is now on Netflix of Legends. What's it called? Legends of
Legends of
Legend
Tomorrow.
of
Tomorrow.
Tomorrow.
Yeah.
Yeah, and there was a sort of basically what happens is there's like an opening to the magical realm, and all these magical creatures spill over, so they just run the gamut. There's like a good fairy, like a what do they call it when it's like an old lady who protects. There was an episode of that. There was a unicorn they had to get. So it really goes
We're
towards
chasing the
children.
unicorn.
Yeah, they chase down a unicorn. They have to kill it. So then I started thinking, this is so bizarre. This is like, it reminds me of Sid and Mary Croft, which had a couple shows that were on Saturday morning television. There was
Yeah.
the Sigmund and the Sea Monsters or something like
That's
that.
right.
They had something to do with Land of the Lost. They were the creators of that. So I started to think this, like, this is so weird. They must have turned this show over to the showrunners, and the showrunners must have been Sid and Mary Croft. And then the
We're,
next episode I thought that was all the characters became puppets.
wow. Yeah.
Yeah,
But that's such a bad show. I think they're just desperate. Weren't they involved in Puffin stuff as well?
yeah, yes.
Yeah. See. Um, yeah. So it's sorry. This is 70s stuff. So all of you who don't know the 70s, you can go away now. Yeah. The 70s was not as cool as the 80s, though. I have to say. For me, the coolest thing about the 70s was Yamato, uh, Gatchaman, Force 5, and Thundar the Barbarian. Doctor Who, Tom Baker age. But the 80s was certainly better, don't you think?
I wasn't
Yeah,
even born
absolutely.
then, and I still have more nostalgia for the 80s.
Sure, no, the 80s was awesome. But 70s had a few good things as
You
well.
missed something. You're not doing the '70s justice,
I'm not.
because bar none, Johnny Quest was the best cartoon on television.
Um, you know, as an adult, I appreciate Johnny a lot more than I did as a kid. Johnny is a show that as an adult you can enjoy that. I think I was just it was too it just wasn't cool for enough for me. It was always one of those things. Johnny Quest is on. Is anything else? Oh God, I only have 3 channels. I guess I have to watch it. It was always that way for me with Johnny Quest.
That animation was amazing.
It was, but I was a kid. I didn't know anything about animation. I liked Black
Oh,
Star for goodness sake, and all that did was
oh my
a
god,
cut up
man.
repeating thing over and over and over, right? I mean, but yeah, HR Puffin stuff, dude. You better believe it. Yeah.
The magic. What was the flute's name? Do you remember?
Not offhand, dude. I don't remember. I remember Mr. Green Jeans from Captain Kangaroo. I remember that and the Moose.
I
I
forgot that.
remember. Yeah. I remember the dun 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 dun. What was that show? Banana something.
Banana Splits.
Banana Splits. Yeah, I
That
remember
was
those
great.
guys. Yeah.
I think it was created by Richard Donner.
No way, really?
Yeah, I think he had something to do with that show.
That's funny. That was great.
Uh,
The coolest use of that song I've ever seen though was in was not Hip Girl. Um damn it, what's the name of the main character? What's the name of the main character? Hit Girl is a Kick-Ass, yeah.
Kick-Ass?
In the original Kick-Ass, they had Hit Girl going off and taking out a room of thugs to that song. It was awesome, dude. It was the coolest
Mm,
moment in that movie. Let me see here. I have just lost respect for Chester thanks to his opinion on Johnny Quest. I am so sad now.
see?
I just never cared for Johnny as a kid, man. I didn't. Thundar is one of the coolest things ever. As a kid, I had ever seen. I thought it was amazing. But Obi-Wan says, Chester, what are your thoughts on Doctor Who? Well, now that is off topic, but I will mention it. I loved Tom Baker as Doctor Who. I loved David Tennant as Doctor Who. There are plenty of Doctor Who's in between and before them that are really really bad. I mean, super like ultra B level bad, or C even. But what I would say is what they have done with Doctor Who recently is they've, as we've seen done with many fandoms, they're killing it. And they're probably laughing the whole way because they seem to enjoy doing those kind of things. But by making the Doctor female, and they keep saying it's canon, it's canon. Yeah, it's canon because you put it in 2 years before, right? It's not canon. No one wants a female Doctor. The Doctor is male. Stop it, right? But of course they're doing it, and worse than even gender swapping, which if it was really done well, we could get over, right? But not only that, the show was hardly about Doctor Who at all, and it was more about the people around her, and it was all about their woke agenda. They absolutely murderlated freaking Doctor Who, dude. And I cannot tell you how much it pissed me off to see that done. I couldn't only get through 2 damn episodes of that, dude, and I was like, nope, 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 I'm done.
Do,
So,
do you do you remember what it looked like when we were kids? Doctor Who.
oh, Doctor Who
Sing,
was
Single stage,
yeah.
black, right? And the characters would just come onto the stage.
Hmm.
It's almost like, see, I was so young when I first saw it, but they didn't really change locations.
No,
You know what I
they would
mean?
do occasional shots outside where he's in his scarf walking across some grassy field. They would show outside shots occasionally, but mainly you're right. It was done in a theater style. Yeah, yeah, and it was well done. I mean,
Yeah.
Tom Baker killed that, man. He embodied the Doctor like nobody else. I think David Tennant is a solid actor. That's why he pulled it off so well. But Tom Baker really embodied the Doctor more than anybody, I think. And yeah, no, it was definitely a theater setting, and it was done in that way with a pretty low budget. The creatures were horrible B movie, plaster of Paris thrown together things, but it just was wonderfully fun. Wonderfully camp. The Doctor. But now it's political now. But then again, Britain's lost its damn mind. We've talked about this several times.
Hmm.
I mean,
Hmm.
they're out of their damn mind, right?
I saw a image of a children's kitchen set, right? A
Mhm.
fork, a knife, and a spoon, and it said "ID required" on it.
Okay, thank you.
That's London.
Yeah, I know. But then again, this is what's that idiot's name that's in charge in London right now?
Sadiq Khan,
Sadiq Khan. Yeah, God, he's
complete
such an
imbecile.
idiot. And basically, what you have is you have a bunch of Muslims running around London, stabbing people with knives for not being perfectly Sharia, or whatever, for whatever reasons, when they're not in their other spare time grooming little girls. And Sadiq Khan wants to blame and have the police arresting any other white person who happens to have a damn spoon in their hand. Right? This is the nonsense racism's gone in London. But then again, we did have John Cleese come out and say it's really sad to him that London is no longer English. Now, of course, that sent them off like, oh, we're all British. They kept using the word British, which I thought was funny. He said it's not English. And you're not English. You may have been born in Britain, but you're not English. And I'm not English either, right? I'm a Celt. I'm not some damn German because the Englishes are from Germany, right? That's why it's called England. But nevertheless, for them to sit and say that they're English is ridiculous. You're not English. Your family's from Haiti or something, or your family's from Pakistan or something like that. You may well be British, but you're not English, right? And I thought it was just outrageous, the amount of stuff. But then again, London, England is out of control. It's way out of control. But Mr. Thundero says she was done when it became Clara Who, and it was all about Clara, and the Doctor was literally a cucked biatch. No, that is what they did, dude. That is what they did. Comic Book Bob says it was so bad. They announced they are going to go back to the old formula, early Tennant years. I think it's too late, a little too late. Well, Tenet is not the early years. Goodness gracious. Comic Book Bob says Tom Baker was my doctor. Watched reruns of it on PBS with my dad. Absolutely, dude. And yes, you're right, Devilish Borden. I 100% agree with you, dude. And don't forget the acid attacks. No, no, London's out of control. London's lost. It's London down. London has fallen. It is what it is. But damn, it's 30 minutes, 40 minutes in, and we have not even done a second story. I have a happy
Oh
one for
man.
you. Are you guys ready? This is a good one.
Yeah,
We're gonna
let's do a
enjoy
happy
this one.
one. Let's
Yeah,
do it.
happy one.
Let's do
Okay,
it.
Brie Larson brings her Captain Marvel
Ah!
stunt doubles on stage to accept MTV award, a movie award. Now, the question I have for this is, first of all, the lady on the right does very nice breasticles. I do appreciate them. That is pure respect. Don't think I'm being sexist. It's respect. I don't like the jaw very much, but these are nice. I like those. Now,
I think they look weird.
no. Be nice to the breasticles. Always respect the breasticles. That is a rule. But anyway,
I
now.
feel like I popped them with a pen.
Oh God. All right. So here's the thing I want to ask you guys, and I know I'm asking a lot. I am asking a lot. I do apologize, but here's the thing: is Brie Larson at this moment here being self-deprecating and laughing at herself for lying about doing all of her stunts? Is that what we're seeing? Are we seeing a little bit of humility from Brie Larson? Is this, or is it just a big fu? What do you think?
I think this is just her being the very first her. Thank you very much.
Well, you know what I mean, because she lied about doing all her own stunts, right? And of course, she didn't. So she brought her stunt double on stage with her. Is this a little bit of self-deprecation from Brie? You think?
You're giving her too much credit.
I don't know. It could be a little bit of apology, or do you think this is an idea from someone at Marvel to say, "Hey, we need to tone this down some. Bring the stunt double out with you. It'll look funny and it'll look humble."
I think that's Marvel's idea.
Hmm. What do you think, Todd?
Yeah, I think so too.
Hmm.
Because they want her, her movie did okay, surprisingly, but they don't want the attitude that she showed afterward to screw up the next movie at all.
That's true. But I don't know if she
You
can
know,
help herself though. She really can't.
no.
So, I mean, she makes a little comment here. I could not have made this film without them. They are really the baseline for who she is. They are the living embodiment of Captain Marvel. See, that's a very humble statement from Brie. Um,
She
I
said the thing that's the most convincing acting I've seen out of Brie Larson.
wow, the lady is so much thicker than her. That costume is just horrible. That's not their fault though. But I just thought it was interesting. One of the FanSpeak members put it up on the Facebook group, and I was like, I got to put this up here. And Thunder thinks she's just being her normal self, and I think it's either or. Either it's more than likely Marvel had this idea to try to soften it a little bit, or it's just her mocking people as usual, because that's her problem. She's just so self-absorbed, and everybody else just needs to go to hell as far as she's concerned. So I don't know. Yeah, I just thought it was interesting. I don't want to spend too much time there, but we do have big spoilers. Big spoilers potentially revealed from
Uh-oh.
Gal Gadot's Wonder
Big
Woman
Uh-oh.
1984. Do you know what this article is, Denali?
I don't know. I don't know what's the big spoiler. Tell me, what's the big
I
spoiler?
don't know. I'm checking it.
So the big spoiler, it's Maxwell, yay lore, it's gonna be the major villain.
Maxwell
Woohoo!
Lord?
Maxwell.
Yeah.
Okay. Cool.
Okay,
Strange
I
choice for a
guess.
villain.
And Chester's like, who?
Yeah, I know
Oh,
exactly who.
Wonder Woman did very famously crack his neck.
I don't know this character at all. I know Pedro Pascal, and he's not bad.
Yeah.
He's fine. He's not a bad actor at all.
Oh, do you guys not know who Maxwell Lord is?
Yeah,
No.
he doesn't know it.
All right, so
That's-
Maxwell Lord is a guy who created the Justice League International, right? When the Justice League fell apart, when Batman left the Justice League to create his Outsiders, right? And the Justice League International is led by characters like Martian Manhunter, and it had characters like Fire, Ice, Booster Girl, Blue Beetle, and Guy Gardner, Green Lantern.
Uh-huh.
And it was all led by Maxwell Lord. And for the longest time, he was never really intended to be a villain, right? The character he was intended to be was a kind of like just a businessman, just like a cars. He was dressed like he was a used car salesman, for goodness sake, right? He just wanted to make a brand out of Justice League International, and he genuinely wanted to save the world, but for some strange twist reason in Countdown to Infinite Crisis, they revealed that he was part of a secret organization with, I think it was Brother Eye, OMAC.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay, yeah.
yeah, and he killed Ted Cord when
Oh,
Blue Beetle
Shut
discovered
it.
this.
Yep, shot him right in the head. Bam,
Yep.
bam.
wow. All
Yeah.
right then. So, how are you going to turn that into a movie villain, though?
No idea.
Basically, they're hinting that um, Trevor coming back is the reason for Maxwell lore, and he's trying to brand Wonder Woman into a commercial superhero, kind of like the pre-Justice kind of deal, and that's why she's wearing the whole golden armor that isn't
I
indicative of
see.
her
That
traditional
new
attire.
costume is terrible. The one she's been rolling with lately has been perfect. This new one is so bad. And
Yeah.
that poster is like, why? What is with the psychedelic posters lately?
Well,
They
you
did that
know,
with
That
the
look.
Suicide
colorful,
Squad. They did it
everything.
with Thor Ragnarok. It's
Yeah. Well,
ridiculous.
everything has to be colorful. Everything has to be zany. That's what
Yeah.
that's a new thing. It's just like all the girls have square lantern jaws. That's the new pretty in Hollywood for some reason. But
Yeah.
I don't know. I went through the horse face girl phase. Now I'm going through the lantern jaw girl phase. It'll get back to pretty eventually. But can
One
this
day.
Maxwell Lord guy go toe to toe Wonder Woman though?
He does
Well,
have powers. He has mind control. Uh,
yeah.
so what actually happened? It was actually a really interesting part in Infinite Crisis. He had mind control of Superman, and he was resisting it, but at the same time, beating the crap out of Batman, right?
Hmm.
And Wonder Woman used the lesser of truth on Maxwell Lord and said, "How do I stop this?" And he immediately says, "Kill me." Hmm.
Hmm.
Interesting. All right, cool. I mean, the first
Yeah.
movie was fine. It was a solid popcorn flick. And if they can keep that going, awesome. If they can even, I think actually Wonder Woman is in a good position if it's done right to be a sequel that actually is better or equal to the original. A lot of times we know that this is usually where they drop the ball is trying to make a sequel, but Wonder Woman is really kind of a solid five, right in the middle of the road type of movie. It's a fun little popcorn flick. So if they actually make a better movie, I think it would be really great for the continuation of the character. You know what I mean? I think they have an
Uh,
opportunity.
do they have the same director as the first Wonder Woman?
I have no clue,
Yes,
dude. Oh, there you go.
Yeah,
they
Patty
do.
Jenkins.
Yeah, she did a pretty
Yeah,
solid
Patty.
job.
Yeah. Yep.
She,
She did fantastic for Wonder Woman, and
mm,
she directed a bloody Punisher movie as well, one of the most gory ones.
Sweet. Yeah. Well, this is the thing,
Yeah.
though, man, and they don't parade this Patty Jenkins lady around either. It's funny to me
Exactly.
because there are plenty of women's in the industry, whatever we're talking about in the industry, that do fine, that do good work, but they never promote them. It's always some other odd person we've never heard about, I'm kind of wondering, maybe Patty Jenkins is just a normal lady and she's not part of that 8-9% that is woke feminist.
Well, that's because she didn't do a bloody indie film about lesbians with periods.
See, it's just ridiculous.
Yeah.
But I mean, it's true, right? Because there are plenty of women in the various industries who are really good at what they do, but they do not talk about them. They don't. They're always bringing us somebody new who is just this ultra woke, and the problem is, 91.8%, I think it is, of all women really don't want you to call them feminists because they don't agree with it. So it's only a small group, and I think that's what's happening. I think most of these very successful ladies in the industries are just people. They're not these crazy, bug-eyed feminist. And the agenda is hardcore feminism right now, and I think that's what they're doing. But the problem is, you're going out and getting people who are unproven, who have no necessarily don't have the skill that they need, which we've seen very clearly, and it's really killing you because if you went and got some of these women who know what they're doing, you'd actually be telling your agenda better. So it's odd to me where the illogic is where they're dropping the ball on logic here. It's just not efficient at all. But I don't know. Maybe we should be happy about that. So Comic Bob is saying, yeah, he's a throwaway character from Countdown. He's part of Checkmate or something like that. I see. I do know what Checkmate is.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah.
yeah. Thundero says Chester just really wants to like Larson. Actually, I'm usually willing to give everyone second chances and stuff, but Larson is stuck in my craw, dude. I'm not interested in that girl at all. But he says, wait when she hits the wall. It will be delicious, and she's going to hit that sucker so hard she might explode. Probably, dude. Yeah. Let me see. Lord is also a powerful telepath. Oh, there you go. Okay.
Yeah, powerful. I think I said minor. I haven't seen him use his telepathic abilities that often. I can only recount 2 times he's used it. Yeah.
Now, this is an odd little thing here, comic book, as Bob is saying to me. He says part of the reason Wonder Woman killed him was he was using Superman as a weapon, controlling him telepathically, so she snapped his neck. Okay, that makes sense, I
Yeah.
guess. And Wonder Woman certainly will kill, unlike Batman and Superman. She will. But now it's
If
curious to me,
necessary.
is he
Yeah.
a magic-based character?
No, he's a metahuman.
Now, because we know that Superman, his resistance to mind control is super high. I mean, that's not
Which is
something you.
why he didn't kill Batman, because otherwise he would have smashed him in one bloody punch.
Yeah, but I mean, it's I see. So he was resisting. I get it.
Yes.
Um, all the girls have man jaws. Yeah, no, it's what's going on now. It is what's going on. Anyway, thank you, Booster and Denali. I didn't know that, so I learned something. That's always good. Let's see here. Do I want to cover this one or this one? Or we got a couple of Amazon things. Let's just put the Amazon stuff together real quick. Go ahead, Denali.
All right. If anybody that was aware, Amazon had game studios during E3. They briefly mentioned this that they laid off a dozen of game developers during their reorganization and canceled several titles that they were planning to release. At this time, it's unknown if Amazon is going to continue with the layoffs during their restructuring.
Now, do you know in this article, does it mention that they talk about the New World at all? Because that is a big old beautiful looking MMO that Amazon's been working on.
Right. I
Did they
think that's
mention
one of
that?
the title. I think that's one of the titles that they're canceling.
Oh, dude, that would really be sad. They've been working on that for years, and everyone's been hyped about it. I don't even know how
Mhm.
many millions of dollars they threw at that. It looks really good, man. Damn, I don't want that to be true, dude. I've been waiting
Right.
for that.
That I think that's what some of the articles is, but it's rumored.
No, you're right. No,
But
no. Hey, no, it's the I see. It's the opposite what you said.
mhm.
They're doing it in for New World. The Leos
Okay.
games at the end of the week of E3 in LA, and the Amazon spokesman told Kotaku that Amazon's game studio
Mm.
has recognized some of our team to allow us to has reorganized. I do apologize. Some of our teams
Yeah.
to allow us to prioritize development of New World, Crucible, and new and unannounced projects. We're excited. Good. That's good. That's good.
All
Good.
right.
Good.
Then
Yeah.
there you go.
Yeah. Because that New World, they put a lot of time and money in that. That would be a huge waste to just to dump that. All right. And
Well,
the and
I seen companies do that,
oh
like
no, we have. Yeah, we have.
TCP
Yeah.
with World of Darkness MMO.
Mhm.
They canceled it after a while.
Let me jump to this other one real quick, but I do see here
Sure.
that Thundera says Wonder Woman is an Amazon after all. You know, a thing that popped in my head here. You know, her mother is Hippolyta, right? And do you guys know in Greek legend how Hippolyta died?
No,
Anybody?
tell me.
Anybody? Okay.
Go
Uh,
ahead,
Mm,
Chester. Snap of the
she
neck.
was being a very annoying. Yeah, snap in the neck. She was being a very annoying thing as they can, and Hercules wasn't going to have it, so he basically snapped her neck, and the Amazonians backed off away from him, and he was able to escape. It was during his 12 trials, the 12 labors of Hercules. So Hercules actually did snap Hippolyta's neck because she was a biatch. Anyway,
I
next.
didn't know one of his labors was reinforcing the patriarchy.
It was. It definitely was.
Yep.
Of all the characters from the ancient times, Thor and Hercules are definitely reinforced the patriarchy, dude. Those guys were horrible. Anyway, go ahead, dude, Denali.
All right. The next part is Amazon's video game site Twitch buys Bebo social network. If for those who are old enough to remember MySpace and all those early things, Bebo was that social network that
Yeah.
was bought out and now it's not coming back to strong as the sixth most used social media in the UK with 45 million people using it. So it got bought
Really?
out. Yeah.
Ah,
Well,
gotta keep
people
that in
are
ID
sick and
though.
tired of Twitter and Facebook. They're sick of it, right? So good for,
Yeah.
but then again, Amazon getting their greasy little fingers on it. I don't know how good that is because we see what Twitch has done. Twitch is absolutely ridiculous. They're supposed to be a site that kids can come on play on, so they have a very strict set of rules, but they don't enforce them. Particularly against what do they call them? Twitch thoughts? Is that what they're called? Booster
Yep.
thoughts?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and it's obviously they're selling sex, so they're breaking the rules, but Twitch doesn't care because they have the right agenda, I guess. Twitch has gotten quite woke, actually. So I don't know, but you guys tell me about Bebo in a second. I do see here that Eric Hawkins says, "Oh, war campaigning is live streaming. I gotta go." Ha ha ha! Just kidding. Actually, you go over and you say hello to I
Bro.
just go say hi to Ro. Hey Ro, what's going on, dude? I still want to know why he never come on my show. I invited him a couple times, but he doesn't come on. I guess we're too vanilla and milk toast for him, I suppose. But
Mhm.
yeah, it's all right. So Amazon is really trying to push into the video game arena, but they're doing it with starts and jumps. It seems, Todd.
Yeah, I wasn't even aware that
Yeah.
they had anything like that.
Well, I knew
Uh,
about the New World because I'm an MMO player. That's mainly what I play. So I've been paying very close attention to that. But it's the first one I've really heard of. Yeah. Yeah.
so when do they not try comics? You know what I mean? They
They
do a
are.
print on.
Well, they are.
Yeah. Yeah.
They bought what was the one they bought?
Commonology.
Yeah, Comixology. Yeah, and they brought out
Yeah.
their whole line of new stuff, and it was all yay Rainbow Nation. Don't you remember?
I guess I wasn't paying attention.
Yeah, it's okay. You didn't need to pay attention to that, dude. It was pretty bad. But yeah, they did that, and one of their premier writers for their new comics for the Comixology was our very own and our very favorite Mags Visaggio.
Oh,
Yay!
Yes,
that's weird.
it is weird. Yes, it is.
Has she had a book come out yet that I can go read and see how untalented she is?
Yeah, no, she's got several books. I've read a couple of them, and she's very untalented. Or she or he, I guess it depends on the day. Yeah, no, this is just one of those Mags. Mags is weird because Mags gets a lot of heat from everybody, even the SJW. So it's easy to feel bad for Mags actually. In many ways, because it's obviously a very mentally disturbed, unstable human that probably needs help, actually. I mean, to be fair, right? And this person is getting used and pulled around, and it's an ugly thing, dude. And especially because this is a very untalented person. It's just not a good writer. It's silly and dumb. It's elementary school writing, and that's not good enough, right? But because she is this thing that they can drag around and show off, she's just being used. It's quite disgusting in me actually. Now I know Mags has done a lot of nasty bad things. I get it. I'm not defending Mags Visaggio. I'm just saying, a little bit of compassion goes a long way, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. So. Anyway, definitely got to keep an eye on this, guys, because
Yeah.
Amazon coming into any medium is could be a big thing because Amazon is the richest company on the planet right now. I mean, they're going to be very shortly here next year, I think, is when they said, but very shortly they're going to be the first $1 trillion company in history, dude. So
Wow.
Amazon, whatever they decide to do, they can do. So, but that is interesting, and that's from the Telegraph. Goodness gracious! And the
Funny
last,
how they're.
Mhm.
Oh,
Go
I
ahead.
was going to say, funny how they're putting stores and small things out of business, but yet what I keep seeing is they're trying that format. Like in some areas, like in Florida, they had a truck that goes around, and you'll go on an app, and you can look and see what's on that truck.
Oh wow.
And then if you want it to come near you, you tell it what you want to buy. Yeah,
Yeah.
so they're trying all these different things.
He's talking about the treasure truck.
That's interesting. I haven't heard of that. Of course, I live in Japan, so we don't get no damn treasure trucks. But no, Amazon is always trying to innovate. They always are. I remember when Amazon came out, they sold books. Literally, that's all they sold, right? And
Yep.
I used them too because I was living in Hawaii and I bought a lot of D&D type or role playing type of game books, and I get them from Amazon because they were cheaper, it was convenient, and I couldn't find them at my local store, so I could get them through Amazon. I remember it, and I'm shocked still that here we are 20 years later, and Amazon's this just mega company. I can't believe that it happened, but it did. Because it's just that they were just a little bookseller on the internet, dude.
You had the vision to expand.
They did. Because innovation, innovation. That's why the old dusty hag Madonna is still around working. Innovation. No, seriously.
The old dusty hag.
Well, she is, dude. That is a dusty hag right there. But she's working because she knows how to innovate and adjust herself, and that's why she's Madonna. Love her or hate her, that lady is smart. It's just she
But
knows how
she's
to
also
reinvent
has
herself.
talent. She's not like she's not, without talent.
I don't think she's very talented. I think she's just very charismatic and very smart and clever to what's going on at the time. I never thought she had the greatest voice. I never thought she was the greatest dancer. I never cared for Madonna at all. Now, the question I would say, is she a writer? Because I don't know enough about Madonna. Does she write her own songs? If she writes her own songs as well, then she gets a big check mark from me because they're vapid, useless songs, but boy, are they catchy. I mean,
So,
damn.
were you an Elvis fan?
Was I an Elvis fan? No, not really. No.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, me either. Because he never wrote a goddamn song in his life.
No, he didn't. The greatest band who ever lived, as far as I'm concerned, is Led Zeppelin.
Ooh,
I mean,
you just earned a lot of points.
did I? I do appreciate that. But no,
Well,
it's because it's
they
true,
look like
dude.
they're plagiarizing a lot of other bands because they've been in a lot of lawsuits.
Who, Led
From
Zeppelin?
yeah,
Well, I don't know
They
about
haven't
that.
lost any of them.
No, they haven't.
they're no, they're in another lawsuit because they found another song of theirs having the same chords of another
The chord stuff.
60s.
Yeah, no, I remember. I don't know the one you're talking about, but I do remember one lawsuit some time ago that was talking about that. But here's the thing, from a musical point
Yeah,
of view, the chord
they
progressions that were going on in those songs were a standard A minor chord, which everybody uses. Now I'm just talking about the one
right.
one that I had seen. It was a long time ago, but it's a
Yeah, no,
standard A minor blue note progression, and everybody uses that progression. I mean, there's actually a musical comedic group that gets up on stage and does a whole routine playing the A minor blue note, and they keep playing the same thing, but then they just do add new lyrics and new melodic rhythm to their singing, and it shows you in a comedic way how all of these songs are using the same damn key and the same damn riff, right? So I
right.
didn't agree with that article at all. I mean, that I read on that. But Led
Yeah, no, it
Zeppelin
wasn't.
is. Go ahead.
And they lost it. No, and rightly so because they lost that lawsuit. But they're in another lawsuit for another song that didn't use those chords. Was a different set of chords at a
Whatever.
different level. Yeah.
But I what I do know about Led Zeppelin is the musicianship of those guys is off the freaking chain, dude.
Hmm.
They what they're doing musically in those songs is outrageously difficult and unique and clever. And the musicality of Led Zeppelin is for a musician you must respect it. You have no choice. And then of course the lyrics and the culturally appropriate use of storytelling that they were doing at the time. Led Zeppelin's just badass, dude. They're just badass. It is what it is. But I hope that they win that. I hope but who knows? It is what it is. Maroon Five, dude. Rapid Comics, you can no bad Rabbit, bad. Although to be fair, my wife loves Maroon Five, and they're fun. Actually, it's a very
Chester,
catchy, fun band, actually.
Chester, you changed that to the Rolling Stones, and you're correct. That's what Bob's saying.
I like the Stones too, dude. I do like the Stones. And there's some interesting musical things going on there as well. But no, you can't. As a musician, you must choose Zeppelin, dude. It just is what it is. But it's like, when you have a conversation about these kind of things, like, who's your favorite? Let me demonstrate. Let me demonstrate. Booster, who's the best guitar player in the
Oh,
whole world?
I don't know. I like ISIS,
Okay, that doesn't help at all.
the
Denali.
band.
Okay.
There's a band called that, by the way.
I
Sorry,
didn't know
what?
that. Denali, who is the best guitar player of all time, dude? Who's the greatest guitar player?
Mm, I don't know. There's about 3 of them, but
Then name them. Go ahead.
best guitar player.
Hmm.
Uh, Let me think. Let me think. Well, Jimi Hendrix is one. Um, depending on who you're thinking of. I also like Eddie Van Halen.
Okay.
But I think you're. Let me see. Maybe Tony Lummy would be a good one.
Not a
Another
bad
one that
one.
I
That's not a
enjoyed.
bad one either. What about you, Todd?
Yeah.
Best guitar player of all time. Todd?
He's gone.
Did he leave?
He
Okay, okay.
left.
He's a
Now,
poet.
Zach Hawkins said
What is
Pink
it
Floyd is number one band in my book. They're a good
I
band
love
too.
Floyd.
Yeah.
I actually played with the Machine, dude, back in the 80s and
Mhm.
90s, by the way, which was actually a officially sponsored tribute band from Pink Floyd itself. I actually got to meet the band members, well, the ones that weren't mentally insane in hospitals anyway. And Comic Book Bob says Eddie is the best of all time. He's kind of a dick, but actually he's pretty nice.
Yeah.
When I went to Berkeley, I was a member of the Rainbow Band over there, which is Berkeley's premier, official premier stage band. I was playing saxophone in that band, and oddly enough, Eddie Van Halen was over there playing vibes, which is like a xylophone, and he was badass at it. So I actually played with Eddie Van Halen in an odd way, and met him, of course, at band practice and stuff like that. He's a pretty nice guy, actually. Now, it's interesting you guys say this because Eddie Van Halen is certainly way better than Jimi Hendrix. Jimi Hendrix was a fair guitar player, but he's
Hmm.
actually not that dynamic or really. What he did was he was the important at the time because he was very involved in a lot of the creations of pedals and the stuff that you see the electric guitar players using to distort their sound. That's where his contribution was, and he's a great guitar player too, but he's nowhere near the best guitar player of all time. Not even close. Eddie is
All right.
way beyond him. But
Fine. Then let me switch it out to Jimmy to T-Bone Walker.
okay, well that's fine. That's a whole nother genre of things. But
Right.
all of
Right.
them are wrong, though, Denali. Actually,
Fine. Fine.
Your opinion's wrong,
well, no, it
Denali. Get out
is
of
Yeah.
from a musical point of
here.
view.
You
From a musical
dick.
point of
From
view,
musical review.
the
Yeah.
best guitar player that is alive today is named Tommy Emmanuel. And if you've never heard Tommy play, you go check it out and you will understand that I am right. There's a difference between a heavy metal or rock and roll guitar players who are totally cool, it's lots of fun, they do interesting things, and an actual amazing classical guitar player. There's just no comparison, dude. There's no comparison. It's like saying, Mick Jagger is somehow compared to Pavarotti, and there is no comparison. Now, Mick may be cooler, he might be more interesting, but Pavarotti's going to kick his ass when it comes to singing, right? And this is what I'm talking about. And it comes down to this lack of understanding in these kind of areas. And music is something I know 100%, so I'm very confident about. But if we get into other fields, it becomes the same issue, right? A lot of times, the perceived, what did Hollywood tell you? What did the TV tell you was good? Is what people seem to get in their mind instead of actually going out and finding out the truth. Not to say I don't like Eddie Van Halen, because I do. I love Eddie. Love Van Halen in general. But it's simply not the truth. Rage Against the Machine, Tom Morello, yes, another good guitar player. But like I said, Tommy Emmanuel. Go check it out.
There's
But
no such
Jimmy,
thing as a subjective opinion, or
no, it's not subjective at all. This is a
It's-
musical.
music is one of the most subjective things that exists.
Yes, as far as what you like, but I'm talking about musicality and the actual science of music itself. Just go
Get
check
out
out
of here.
Just go check out Tommy Emmanuel, and you will
I'll
agree
do
with
it.
me. I'm telling you.
but you still sound like a dickhead.
All right, fine,
Yep.
fine. Jimmy Page, yeah, sure. Jeff Beck is another good choice. Yeah. But Jimmy
Chris
played a
DeGarmo.
right-hand guitar left-handed. What? Say?
Chris DeGarmo. Do you know who Chris DeGarmo is?
No, not offhand. What band is he with?
No. He was in Queensryche in the beginning.
Oh, I love Queensryche. Queensryche's badass.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah.
Eddie really mellowed out after Dave left. I think Dave just made everyone crazy, maybe. Yeah. And don't misunderstand me. Eddie Van Halen is actually a fair choice for a great guitar player. He is absolutely a great guitar player. He is. I'm just saying that there is another level of musicality in guitar that most people have no clue about, dude. Your opinion is wrong because Chester said so. That's right, Joshua. You're right. Jimi Hendrix is a great performer. Yes, he was.
Right.
No, he's not the best guitar player. Jimmy Hen was great as well, and he is very important. He actually moved the electric guitar forward, therefore he's important. Are we ignoring Stevie
Whoa.
Ray
Forward
Vaughan
meaning whoa. Forward meaning what?
with the electric pedals and stuff like that? He was very
All right.
involved in the creation of those kind of things. It's kind of like Les Paul. Les Paul is an amazing guitar player, and he's in that other level I'm talking about. By the way, Les Paul is way better
Right.
than everybody you mentioned, right? But Les Paul actually moved the electric guitar forward. He's very important for that. The electric guitars you have today are because of what Les Paul did, right? In the
Right.
creation of those things. Let me see here. Jimi Hendrix was a great performer, not the best guy. Yeah, okay. Stevie Ray Vaughan, no, we're not actually ignoring Stevie Ray Vaughan. That is another absolutely killer guitar player. That would be the top of the this list of names you guys have been putting out there for damn sure. I
What's
actually,
your Mount Rushmore?
my Mount Rushmore is
What's your,
Tommy Emmanuel for
there's
sure.
isn't there four people on Mount Rushmore?
Oh, the top four. Well, I think Stevie probably might well be on my Mount Rushmore, yeah. Because Stevie is a whole nother level of thing. And of course, there's another guitarist no one has mentioned here who is definitely should be in this
Joe
conversation.
Satriani.
So Satriani as well as Steve Vai. Steve
Steve
Vai
Oh,
is an
Vai.
Steve
amazing
Vai.
guitar player,
Yeah,
and that
yeah.
is a
I can't remember what
classically
song it
trained
was.
guy.
Something Donkey. Let me just Google that.
Thundero's being angsty. The guitar is a terrible instrument. Guitar players are terrible people. All right, thanks, dude. Weird Al has all three guys beat. Weird Al is an amazing guy. Yes, he is. But Stevie Ray Vaughan is pretty amazing.
Oh,
I actually played
Bad
with
Horsey.
Bad
Sorry,
Horsey, Steve Vai. Yeah, no,
that's a
Steve is
great song.
yeah, Steve is a killer, and he's classical too. But
Mm.
actually, I played at the Blue Planet in the Blue Planet Festival in '86, '87, something like that. And Steve Vai was not Steve Vai, Steve Ray Vaughan was playing at that festival too. And backstage, I was waiting because my band was like. Two bands after him or something like that, so we were just kind of backstage hanging out and just watching him play from the backstage angle. That dude is freaking amazing, man. I just He's insane guitar player, Steve Ray Vaughan. And he's so entertaining the way he plays too. But yeah, he would be on my Mount Rushmore, I think. Mega Teen Joshua says also saxophone players are terrible people. There's an argument for that. There is actually,
There-
especially. Unfortunately, amongst saxophone player, there's a lot of heroin use.
oh
But
no,
yeah, no, yeah,
just
those.
you have something to confess.
No, me personally, no. I don't like needles, so I stayed away from that stuff. But
That's why you snort it like an adult.
that's true. I am an adult. But Charlie Parker, Coltrane, all those guys. Jazz has a lot of hardcore drugs in it. The rock and rollers are simply not all of them, but most of them are a little bit easier. It's more alcohol and pot. I mean, that's kind of the main line thing of them. But jazz players, it's like freaking heroin and crap, dude. I mean, they're hardcore. But yeah, no, I certainly enjoyed drugs socially when I was a young person, but I never allowed myself to get out of control. Saxophone players blow. That's right, Eric. We do. See, the world should feel themselves very dislucky that I am not homosexual because I'd probably be very good at it. But that's not the reality we're living in.
Stop. Please stop.
Here we go. This is our last story for today, and it's a very interesting one. And I think I'm going to let Booster yell at it first. Go ahead, dude.
You're stupid. These people are stupid.
Go
Get
ahead.
out of Get out of here.
Read the article.
Who? What is who?
No,
A
the
World Health Organization?
WHO. Yes, yes.
Yes, yes. World Health Organization has deemed video game addiction a mental disorder. But how much play is too much?
Hmm. Hmm.
Come on, you gotta do your best BBC voice, that BBC standard voice.
World Health Organization has deemed video game addiction a mental disorder, but how much play is too much? Let's go to Chester with the facts.
Stupid. This article is stupid. But no, it's funny. We were joking about this before we came on the show. Actually, an hour and 15 minutes ago, and what we were talking about is the fact that there used to be a lot of things that used to be considered mental disorders, and they would have them listed that way to try to help people out. And of course, we do know that there was a point in history where homosexuality was on that, although it's been dropped for quite a while. But transgenderism has been on it until what, 2 years ago, year and a half ago, something not too long ago.
Dude,
Um,
I'm gonna head out to Wins and fill out a disability form. See if government will give me handouts because I play too much video games. See how hard that holds up, eh?
Yeah, well, and they open themselves up to that kind of stuff. But I'm just funny. It's funny to me that you can't dare say that today. You can't dare suggest that transgenderism is a mental disorder, which we know it
Because they're so
is.
well
It's always been listed as one, and we know what it is. And we're not saying just because you have a mental disorder that means you can't live, you can't be. No, it's just it is what it is, right? But now all of a sudden you can't say that, but it's okay to call gamers mentally disabled and having a mental disorder. Is this where the world has come to? Are they that desperate that the WHO wants to go and attack Gamergate? Is that what this is?
gamers rise up.
I don't know. What do you think, Denali?
Well, if you're going that far, then it's just another method to try to discredit gamers as being like, oh, look at these sad people who don't have a life and play video game. They're so addicted. But you know what that's going to do is it's going to bite them right back in the ass because it's going to improve the conversation about loot boxes
Yeah,
and getting rid and passing
yeah,
this legend.
you're right.
And
That's a good
plus,
point.
and
Yeah.
yeah, and plus, if they call us mental disabled, then those progressives can't go attack us because we are mentally disabled people.
Well, that is a really good point
Mhm.
because we know the politicians have got their teeth into that loot box thing, and they're not going to let that go. That's a moneymaker for them because all politicians do. They spend half the time trying to reelect it, and the other time trying to pass bills so they say, "Look what I did, reelect me." That's what they do. That's their life, right?
Mhm.
They're absolutely
Yeah.
freaking useless, but they've got their teeth in that. So that's a very good point. And the thing it's no one has mentioned yet that it's just making me chuckle here is the fact that this came out today. It says today at 9:40 a.m. So this morning for you guys, and this
Mhm.
is of course from the Jamestown Sun, which is interesting. But take a look at the video they have up here. That's a Dreamcast. Talk about being out of touch, dude.
Yeah.
Well,
Absolutely.
Dreamcast is cool. It's a retro. There's a group of people who play retro games. What are you saying, Chester?
yeah, no, there is, but you know what I mean. About
Yeah.
97% of teen boys and 83% of teen girls play video games. I don't believe that nonsense at all. But I suppose of what you
97% of
call a
teen boys, eh?
Well,
Bloody
well,
hell.
well, it depends, I guess, and they're talking about in their demographic, I'm assuming, but they didn't specify that. But it's a Pew, so I'm sure the Pew research was very specific. Do you guys, what are they quantifying as a video game? I guess is the little mobile things, you little bubble clicker thingies on the mobile, is
Yes.
that considered a video game?
Yes.
To
Yes.
their studies, yes. According to me, no. Play a real game, bloody casual.
Well, yeah, it's okay to be a casual, but I just did never really considered those things
No,
video
it isn't.
games, but I guess they
Throw them
are
in the oven.
technically.
Yeah. They are video game because it takes It's a visual medium that has interaction and input.
True,
Going
but
by
I
technical.
always saw a video game as something that required skill.
In the old days,
Whoa.
that was totally true. In the current day, it's well, look at EA. They're making billions of dollars on, loot boxes for a
Oh, they
reason.
are. They are. Hold on a
Let's
second,
face it,
everybody.
arcade games were hard because they were more like rigged carny games with no prizes back in the day.
That may
Yeah.
be, but they were hard. Hold on a second, everybody. Todd is going to speak, and he's going to defend Candy Crush. Go.
Not Candy Crush. I play a game. I play Golf Rival.
Oh,
And
you!
Yeah, but
I was
doesn't
gonna say, I almost said the F word.
is that?
You poster.
Do you need skill?
yes.
Okay.
Which are laughing like out.
Okay, you can laugh. Play me.
1v1 me,
Play
bro.
me.
Play me
That's it, come right back.
for money.
Okay.
Is Online
Oh,
Chess a video game? Devilish Boredom says it's current year, Chester. I know, dude. They keep correcting me and teaching me bad words like what it means to be a sub and other weird, odd things that I've never learned before. This has been quite an education for me being on YouTube. Booster is my senpai.
I'm
Don't believe everything he says.
You should
Jesus Christ.
absolutely believe everything I say because I'm hardcore. Gamers rise up.
No, but it's funny actually, Booster. You have actually taught me a lot of lingo, modern lingo that I was unaware of.
Because I'm a little boy.
Well,
I'm with it.
you're just a few years older than my daughter, actually.
Yeah.
So,
Break out with the Hobbit.
hmm?
Break out with the Hobbit.
No, no, my daughter is. Yeah, I would
No,
feel bad
no,
for
what I'm
Booster.
saying is, he,
Oh, feel bad for
all the
Booster. Oh no,
languages, all the
that
languages
bad.
he learned from Middle Earth.
Oh, that's right.
Oof.
That's true. That's true. That's true.
Mm,
Dude,
mhm,
Lord of the
mhm.
Rings Online was a badass game. That was awesome.
Ooh.
And that had a lot of skill. That was actually really cool MMO because of the skill, especially when you're in team play, and you had to the timing, and it was very precise when you're interacting your supers and stuff like that. You ever play that one, Booster?
No, I didn't actually play that one. That
That
one
was a
went
great
right
one.
past
Yeah, it's
Because
still
I'm a
me.
running,
big
by the way.
gamer. I played all the games. Oh, I didn't play that one.
Oh, Devilish Word says, "Oh God, Booster is senpai." I do apologize. When it comes to
Booster,
the weird
Booster is not
language
senpai.
and lingo of the youngins, he is actually because
Mhm.
there's a lot of weird stuff. The Western world has become very degenerate. Have you guys noticed this? It's very
Yes,
degenerate. Everything is degenerate.
we've all noticed. That's
I-
why we're here, Chester.
okay.
That's why we're all on this panel. That's why we have people watching us.
True. But it is shocking how degenerate things have gotten, and they're so commonplace. I watched this article. I can't remember who it was from. Maybe it was Sargon or someone like that. But they were talking about this Teen Vogue, right? So it's a book written for junior high school, high school girls, right? And in this, they're talking about how being a prostitute is okay and is good, solid work to look for. They're talking about how to have anal sex and why anal sex is
Uh,
good. And it's like, these are kids.
ugh.
Exactly what are you trying to do? It's almost as if they were trying to indoctrinate them or something.
I would use the word groom.
Yeah, groom even. That's a fair use of word in that case. But this
Mm.
is the very degenerate things that are going on. And Thundaro says, "Yes, I've noticed it, and I am ready for the damn helicopters."
Rev them up, boys.
Just straight up exterminatus time. Stop judging
Mhm.
us, Chester. I do apologize. But no, it is very degenerate things that are going on. I mean, I don't mind some sexiness. Obviously, I'm married. I made children, so I'm aware of what the sexiness is. But we
We
don't
need
need to.
Liberty Prime.
Well, we don't need to throw it all over the screen all the time. We want children to be children for as long as they can, and this is the problem with children. They want to grow up too fast. They don't understand the value of being a child until it's too late, and we adults do, and we need to protect that because you should be as kid as long as you possibly can. I mean, really. And
I
this is
agree.
one of the things they're ruining, I think. It's Dalek time. Turtle Rabbit says social engineering, destroy the family, culture, and arts. I agree. I agree 100%, dude. It's just, I'm just shocked how far the degeneracy has gone, is all I'm saying. It's gone too far. And this article is kind of part of it. to be fair. Every article we cover is kind of part of it in a way. But it's just, it's sad to me. And I have to say, man, one of the best decision I ever made in my life, and I've made good ones and I've made bad ones, as we all have. But the best decision I ever made in my life was to bring my kids here and raise them in Japan. That I gave them the American experience for a little bit when they were kids, and I brought them over here, and they grew up basically here in Japan, and they went on to be part of the society. Because one thing you cannot say about Japan is it's not degenerate. Now I know some of you got to
It's
jump on that,
pure
but
anime.
Chester, dude, understand that is Tokyo. That is not Japan. Tokyo is a different world. It's extremely radically different, and Tokyo is degenerate. It is. But the rest
Mhm.
of Japan is nothing at all like that, at all like that.
So you're
And
telling me the Western world needs to find some kind of central place to contain the degeneracy and wall it off?
yes, that's what the
I
Yeah, the
vote
Japanese do.
Shire.
California.
It's called the red light district, right? Make California a red light district.
Absolutely. Just shove it all in there. It's like, you want to be weirdos? Great. But we have to push you over here.
Mhm.
We're
No,
not
that's
joining you in the Shire.
No, dude, but I mean, to all jokes aside, that's exactly what the Japanese did. They call them floating islands. In the West, we say red light district, but they call them the floating island here in Japan, translation. And they have them all over the place. Every prefecture in Japan has a red light district or two. So they follow that premise very clearly. This is where you can do your weird stuff. Everything else outside of it, it's not allowed. Don't do it. And everyone follows the rule. Tokyo is a giant red light district in many ways. And the Japanese are fine with that. They're like, okay, put this over here and stay over here, right? And it works very well for them because we don't have this kind of degeneracy in our front of our kids. When you guys see those really weird anime, understand that is highly restricted. That does not show up on TV. That is not easily accessible at all, right? Unless you're on the internet. But Japanese people are very much the parental lock people. They are the ones who invented it, after all. So anyway, I think we've gone past our time. Does anybody
Yes.
have anything else to
Well
say?
Nope.
done. Gamers rise up.
Gamers rise up. No, I
There
agree.
was one little point I wanted to make that I didn't get the chance to, right?
Hmm.
And when we were talking about them pushing out homosexuality and trans issues out of the mental disorder faction, right?
Yeah.
And I find it interesting the left has to normalize everything, right? They cannot handle these things being abnormal. I think what we need to do is accept that some things are abnormal, but abnormal doesn't make it bad.
Necessarily. Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I got. Yeah.
Yeah, no, I agree 100%. And this is nothing new. We've seen this stuff come out before. The end of the 60s, coming to the 70s with the hippie movement, and even into the disco age, there was a lot of degeneracy being thrown in people's faces. It backed up a little bit. Oddly enough, in the 80s, my generation was fairly degenerate, but it wasn't on the TV though. It was fairly well controlled. Now, of course, the movie is another thing. It has rating. But I don't know. I understand that there was certain degeneracy going on in the 80s, but it just seems more perverse these days. I don't know. Maybe the degeneracy or the perversions of the 80s was more missionary, and these days it's more, I don't know what, anal, I guess.
Yeah.
And I meant that not in the anal retentive, more in the other way. But
But
yeah, yeah, butt sex. Yeah, I don't know. It just seems more ugly. What do you
Well, that's
think?
usually what happens.
Yeah, go ahead, Denali.
That's what no, that's what usually happens. It's rising up to what you've seen before. It's kind of like the first hit, you know, of any drugs or any experience. You want to get that first high of that first experience again, and you kind of push it, and you push it, and that's what you're kind of seeing. You're stuck in the '80s, and you've been away from it, so you kind of see the clear movement of where we were from the '80s to now, how society
Hmm.
has shifted as well.
Yeah, but
Where now I don't even blink an eye with a lot of things that people do, but for you, you'll give you pause and say, "Hey, this isn't too good," you know.
No, it's not. And Devilish Boredom says degeneracy is at our fingertips now. Very true. Eric Hawkins says, "Is it more degenerate, or are we just older now?" Well, I think it's more degenerate, dude. Like, for instance, when I was young, of course you try to hook up. Of course you try to hook up with a girl. As a young guy, you want to hook up with a girl.
Mhm.
But if you do hook up with her, it was very rarely a pump and dump situation. It was just not the truth. We joke about it, but that's not the reality, right? Even if you didn't end up dating or dating the girl for a long time anyway, it wasn't so um, impersonal, inhuman. It was there was some relationship there. There was emotion involved because you just had sex with this person, right? So it's not like there's this immediate separation of things usually. But these days with like their what do you call it, Tinder, and what was that gay one you were telling me about, Booster?
The game.
I'm sorry. What was that
We
about the
got the
gays?
Tinder, and there's like a gay one you were telling me about.
Oh, I'm familiar with it, just a little. You know, not like I don't know anyone's used it or anything. Maybe my cousin, I don't know, but like it's called Grinder.
Grinder, that's right,
Grinder.
Grinder. But
Yeah, I've just heard of it. Okay.
yeah, but how how impersonal is that, dude? How
Right, that's the
impersonal is
one with
that?
the freaking GPS that shows you where other people Grinder are. I think it sounds like gay people, to be honest, are such a low bloody percentage. They need every bit of help they can get.
I suppose so, but I'm just saying I think it's much worse. I was just kind of responding to what Eric had said. I think it is.
I just
Thunder.
heard that gay people just have a lot of trouble actually finding a partner because of that.
They probably do, and I can have some sympathy for that for sure. And being a musician and working professionally for all the decade that I did, I've certainly met a lot of gay people, and I didn't ever have those conversations with them, but from what I saw, they didn't seem to have much trouble. But then again, they're on stage, I guess, so as much attention as they get as I get, they would get, I suppose. So I guess it's not really a fair comparison. Thundera says they hate you. They want you dead. They want your kids broken, raped, and murdered, and they think it's funny. Who are they, dude? Mr. Thundero says far more degenerate. They have child drag queens dancing for money in gay clubs. You know,
Yeah, those people need to be shot.
that is really bad. It's really bad. I can't. It
Yeah,
still shocks me. My wife and I, when we see that, we're like, what are they
I,
thinking?
I can't believe these people are still alive. I'm not gonna lie.
No, it's really bad. And even the gay pride parade stuff is way beyond the pale. That is not right. I cannot walk around the street in a frickin' speedo, pumping my hips forward, back and forth, and letting my dick fly in the wind. I can't do that. I will get arrested. Why are they allowed to do it? It has no. I don't care if they're homosexual. Who gives a crap about that? I'm just saying, why are they allowed to do that? It's frickin' public indecency, dude. I mean, seriously, I don't understand why they're allowed to do that. But as far as and then you see them with the little kids, bumping and grinding on the street with a bunch of gay dudes. Dude, that's freaking wrong, dude. That is freaking wrong, right there. You're not supposed to sexualize kids. But if for some reason it's okay if you have the right agenda to be a pedophile or be whatever, right? They seem to allow that. And I don't get this. I don't understand why we've allowed that to go that way. But Comic Book Bob continues. He says, child drag queens performing for maps. I don't know
Mhm.
what a map is. Gender reassignment at the age
Uh,
of 3. Yeah, I think it's worse now. Yeah, I agree.
um, just a map is a very politically correct term for a pedophile. Map being
Yeah.
meaning minor attracted person.
Oh, well, screw that. They're friggin' pedo,
Yeah,
man.
exactly. They're trying to get away from that term by calling themselves map,
See,
and
why?
it's
Pedophilia is not a
it's
good thing.
disgusting.
It's not a good thing. It's
Yeah.
simply not. I mean, now I don't agree with some of the age restrictions some of the countries like America have. I think, 18 is too restrictive, particularly seeing as throughout history, most women got married around 14. So I might have a slightly different opinion of when that rule should be, but it doesn't matter. I'm going to respect the rule, whatever it is, because I'm law abiding. But we're not talking about, ready girls who are ready to make babies. I'm talking about like 10, 8, and 7, kids, children, who we should not, unless you're a Muslim who's a strict Islamist following Muhammad, you should not be messing with little kids, right? And yeah, I said it.
Mhm,
Yeah, I said it.
mhm.
All right.
Whew, this stream's getting struck or something. Jesus.
Probably. But it's not. Why can't we? See, that's another thing. Why the hell can't we sit and have a conversation about it? We're not hurting anyone. We're not attacking anybody. Why can't
you,
we sit and
you
have a
know,
discussion about
you know
our
why.
world?
Hmm. Hmm.
No, I don't know. And they can go to hell as far as I'm concerned. And
Because
Obi-Wan
the
says,
people
I
it will
met my
control. Huh?
girlfriend on Tinder 3 years ago. Neither of us probably would have met someone the normal way. That's interesting that you did meet that way, but it is it is bizarre, dude. I don't want to call you out. I don't want to point you out, but it's bizarre thing to me, dude. But maybe I'm just too old to get it. I don't know. Child
Some
drag kings,
people
where
are
the hell
just
is this?
socially awkward, don't know how to do it otherwise, you know?
Yeah, but I mean,
Most of
It's
the
one of
girls
the
I
things
ended
you're
up
not,
with were usually have met online
Chester,
as well.
Chester. It's going to be one of those things you're not going to understand, and it's going to
Look,
not. It's experiences
some of
that
us
you don't
don't have
expect.
as much game as you.
well, I did have a lot of game. That's true. I did.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Hmm.
But I cheated though, dude. I had a saxophone in my hand. That's big time
Yeah,
cheat.
some of us are named Booster and have absolutely no bloody game.
I see. Yeah, no, it's all right. To each
Ugh.
his own, I guess. It does strike me as a bit odd and impersonal. And but the thing really is, here's the thing. The
Mm-hmm.
male, and I'm going to say something that's going to piss people off, but I don't care. The male mind is built differently than the female mind. The male mind
What?
going, it is, and the male mind going
Say
out
that so.
and hunting and having sex with many women is the natural process of the male brain. It is quite natural. The female brain does not work that way. They really don't. And these girls going out there having sex with dozens of guys, in many cases, it's actually going to hurt them in the long run. This is not my opinion. This is statistically proven through hundreds of studies over frickin' 70, 80 years at least. And there's actually some of those studies going back to the 19th century, to be fair, although they're not as well documented.
Well,
But
you do see the effect. It's called the fourth feminist intersexual movement, but it is a movement
yeah,
of a different kind.
but no, they're hurting them. They are hurting themselves because with a woman particularly, say a man is not a big as deal, but with a female,
Mm-hmm.
they need to bond. It's a bonding issue, different than it is for a male. And with the females, the more sex they have with guys, the less focused they are on the man they eventually marry because it becomes less important to them because of this sexual normalcy that they've created. And this has been shown in studies to be a leading point toward the high divorce rates that are going on in the Western world. But like I said, people are going to get mad at that. But I just don't think it's good for you, particularly girls. They should not be going around having sex with lots of dudes. It's not good for them. It's simply not.
Hmm. Hmm. Hmm.
Thundero says he has literally no game, like zero game, like watching figure skating levels of game. Wow, Booster.
Oh,
Damn.
oof. I mean, you know, truth hurts.
It is. But Eric makes a perfect point. The male brain spends the rest of its life trying to get back where it came from. Yes, it does. It does. Well, that's the way we're built. We're built that way, and it makes sense, when you think, biologically. But anyway, that's enough of that.
All right, we've
I
gone
just,
too long.
it's gone too long. Anyway,
Yep,
go ahead,
yep,
dude.
yep.
Take us out of here. Thanks, guys.
All right, all right. Well, thank you, everybody. The Jordan Quarter Pro Edition is going to be on in half an hour. Our champion Inkspot is going to be there.
Mm.
Support him. Say yay for all that stuff. Join us tomorrow for Comics News Today at 8 p.m. Eastern, followed by at 10 p.m. Eastern the Jordan Core Fan Edition. I'm sure they're going to figure out which topic they're going to do. Something that's say Iron Chef, whatever. Something cook up. They're crazy like that. Join my news letter at dinalescomics.com gmail.com for the Immortal Mask that I'm working on. It's going to be awesome. Can't wait when I start releasing uh, more information about it. But getting ahead by signing up. Join us on Friday to speak with Ben Hennessy on Fanspeak. I'm pretty sure Todd's going to be with us where he's going to be releasing exclusive first look on Florida Man, which
Ooh,
is going to be awesome because I'm from Florida and I'm a man. So there you go. But as
allegedly.
always, allegedly, but as always, your perception shapes your reality. So always make it a good one.
Namaste. Later, guys.
Namaste.
Thanks, John. That's a good point you make, dude. Later.
Aloha.